Greetings.
Greetings.
Can you hear me?
This here.
Can you hear me?
You can see my Emmy in the back.
Bravo. That's wonderful. What's the Emmy for?
Oh, best song of the year in all categories. I wrote something for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but
Oh,
it simply says best song. So whatever.
of all time. In the
Best song of all
history
time.
in the history of the universe, known and unknown.
I have dramatic lighting.
You do. Is my lighting okay? This appears to be beckoning from
Yes, it's as dramatic as mine. It's very, yeah, it's very
similar
nice.
theme. The light of God is upon
Just a
us.
little bit. And Elise will be coming in to join us.
Oh, good. Good, good, good.
So that's good. It's all good. So I saw a puppy,
Harry,
Harry the puppy.
Harry is when this heart thing started, I thought what a better thing to do than to go to the dog rescue place and pet dogs. And I like big dogs. And this little dog came running to me from like a third of a football field away. I mean, and he hurled himself at my chest. I had to catch him. And I said, that's a nice trick, but I'm not into little dogs because they bark and I live in an apartment building and that wouldn't work out. And so I set him down and left him, and I dreamt about him 2 nights in a row. He worked
Haunted
his
your
way.
dream.
I had to go back and get him. He doesn't bark. He's the dream dog.
Oh,
Here's another artist.
yeah, we
joining
had a
us.
little dog. We had a King Charles Cavalier, and she was just sweetest, kindest, gentlest, unless you were a squirrel or a jogger, in which case she was a piranha. Otherwise, she
A
was just
squirrel
little
or a jogger.
silent bundle of love.
Ed, this is Doug. Doug made Ed. Ed Attanasio is an artist, and he actually does portraits of rescue dogs. Can you speak, Ed, so I know that you're on?
Yes, I'm able to speak.
Okay, great.
Oh, Ed Attanasio speaks.
Yes, you got my name right.
Yeah, well, it's because it's spelled there, right there, Attanasio. I have one like a Katsaros. I've gotten everything from ketchup to clitoris. So
He was on television with live with Kelly
Yeah.
on a few weeks ago about his
oh,
pandemic
for your
dogs.
pet videos.
Yeah, well, no, I'll talk about it, but I started a thing called the Pandemic Pet Project,
Mhm.
and I draw people's pets. My medium is Post-it notes.
Ah,
The long story, I had a stroke. Well, you're going to show my video, but so I started drawing pets, and it's just gone viral. People wanted to pay me, and I said, "Don't pay me. Pay it forward to the pet rescue of your choice." And I've done almost 1,500 pets, 50 states, 26 countries.
that's
and
a
we've
lot of
raised-
post-it notes.
Yeah, it is. I do 4 a day. So, but the media has been it paid off. I mean, I've been on national shows, and
Very cool.
we had a crew here yesterday from a company called Monument TV, and they were here for like 10 hours. So it's great. That's what
Did
we
you have
want,
to,
you know.
like in What About Bob? Did you have to decide which side of the fireplace you're going to sit on?
Yeah, which side am I? No, they actually set it up. They took the whole house apart. I mean,
Oh,
it was
really?
great. I let them do it. They put it back, and they interviewed one of my friends, and then they went. The pet rescue that I mostly donate to is Muttville in San Francisco.
Muttville.
Do you live in San Francisco?
I do not. I live in New York, Long Island.
Oh, where in Long Island?
I'm Northport near yeah, I don't know if you know Long Island, but
Oh,
Northport.
yeah. I was born in Glen Cove.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
just past Huntington before Port
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Nice. Beautiful there.
Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. Nice place. We're happy. Yay. Well, congratulations. That's really good.
Yeah, it's been great. So
Boris, you know wild people.
Um,
I'm
yeah.
among them.
I
do.
met Boris at my club, at my health club in San Francisco. In the hot tub.
In the hot tub, right?
In the hot tub.
A lot of that business happens in the hot tub.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Doug and I go way back to like
A Los Angeles
1980,
thing.
1979 or 1980.
Wow. Musically related.
Oh yes, that's where
We are musically related. aren't
we are.
So cool.
We performed for Mayor Bloomberg together.
We did.
Oh my
perform.
God. That's okay. So what do you play?
What doesn't he
Uh,
play is easier.
Or what don't you play?
I write for other people to play now.
Oh, you're a composer.
Composer, arranger, orchestrator.
Right.
Actor, singer.
Ah,
He
yes.
was in Hair on Broadway. He was
Really?
on- yeah.
Someone had to do it back in the day.
He's he's a
The
conductor.
one on Broadway or Bus and Truck? The
No,
original
Broadway.
one?
The one on Broadway. Well, it was a revival. I was too young. I was like 13. when
Yeah,
it
that's
came
right.
out.
Yeah.
But they had a revival. I played Burger. You know.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can sing.
I can. I do sing. I'm a singer.
That's so great.
And I'm married to a jazz artist who's I'm going to introduce some of her work,
All right.
and hopefully she'll have her own soiree with you guys one of
Wow,
these
how great.
days. But you know, I get my 15 minutes of fame, which is
Yeah.
interesting because I'm working on a project that has something to do with 15 minutes of fame, which I'll tell you about, but not now, not until the other person who's coming comes.
I mean, that's so quoted, that 15 minutes. And why is it only 15? Because I'm getting my 15 and I want 25. I want some more.
Well,
Agreed.
you know,
I think
more-
it's figurative. I don't think they really
Follow-
need 15 minutes. It's a
Follow,
period of time.
share, and follow Madonna. Cher's kind of. I mean, they introduced Cher the other day, and they said that she's had a hit record in each one of the last 6 decades.
Oh my God.
And you're going, go Cher,
That's amazing.
go Cher.
That's so great.
I only had hit records in like 1 decade.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, back in the day when we were doing what we did before we turned into who we are and doing what we do now.
So you were doing it all in New York?
Based out of New York. Yeah, I was based in New York. I mean, I've traveled the world, you know, like any good self-respecting guy who said there are 2 ways to see the world. You can join the army or you can be a musician.
Which is the better way. I like
But
being a
I chose the musician road. I don't know if it's the better way, but it's certainly the way I took it.
Oh, I like it. I think it's a better way. Yeah.
There was a guy in my fraternity at San Jose State who was in the band in the military. So he could.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
he played at the White House and everything else.
I was harpist for the Navy in the 1990s.
And I wrote orchestrations for the Air Force. For the Air Force band and orchestra
There we are. And none of us are wearing
that were
mega
played
hats.
at the Macy's
Mm.
4th of July extravaganzas.
So you're Greek.
I have a Greek background. I'm also
Oh.
many other things, but mostly
Oh, wow.
mostly Greek, little Turkish, a little Dutch West Indian. Oh,
Wow.
it's a picture of our love child right over here.
Oh wow, how cool.
It's kind of a cross
there you-
between the two of you, isn't it?
It's a
Oh,
mixture.
there you are.
Larry Francis
And
and Stefan.
Stephanie's name is coming up.
Yeah, I decided to let them in early just because. Why not?
Why not, indeed?
Oh, yeah.
And Lubai.
Where are you, Larry Francis? Can you hear me, Larry?
You've done this enough that you know these people.
No, oddly enough. For the first Salon was in 1991, and it was my friend Shalanda, who plays marimba, and my friend Joseph Hebert, who plays cello. And he's a cello in the symphony, and I was in a rock band with Shalanda. And so I figured I'd gotten rid of. I read this thing that said every year that you watch television, you lose 6 points of IQ. And but I had only had a TV for a year at that point, and I thought I'm going to get rid of TV. And then I'd read everything in the house, including all the cereal boxes, twice. I went, okay, what did people do before they had TV and radio. And I said,
Well,
they got together and played music for each other and with one another. So I invited friends over and I said, this is not for money. We're doing this for communing with one another, not because we're getting ready for a job. Harp, marimba, cello, it's unusual. So we improvised and jammed and we recorded what we play and we danced back to it. And we included potluck. So initially it was just the three of us. And then we used a drum machine. And after the third one, I got a call from Berkeley studio. Do you remember the flying pig screen shaver?
Sure.
They that was one of their products. Berkeley studio, and they called their agent for them called and said, "Can you please help us? We're desperately looking for a particular combination of instruments of harp, cello, and marimba. Can you? I mean, do you know anybody?" And I said, "Well, I do, I believe, but we had said we were playing together not for money, but to be together." So I called them and I said, "Would you accept a job for $500 each to play the music we get?" We said we were, and they both said yes, and it ended up being a really fantastic thing because from that we got hired to play for the opening of Cirque du Soleil and then President Clinton. It was anyway. The Salon and that were born at the same time.
Oh.
I did a thing. So you both have talked about something that you did for free. I did a thing for free. I once did something for free. You've probably heard about the enormously expensive musical version of Spider-Man that was on.
Oh my God! I heard that was a complete disaster. And it cost
people
got hurt.
$70 million.
Yeah.
Your basic Broadway show is $12 to $15 million. $70 million for this. So just before it was going to open, it closed twice. And the second time it closed before it was going to open, some friends of mine and myself got together and said, I bet we could write a Spider-Man musical and get it open and do it for much less than $70 million. So we decided to do it for free because since we didn't have the rights anyway. And we called a comedy club who said they would offer us their place. I have speakers and my stuff as a musician. I brought a sound system. I called some friends. We had a 5-piece band. There were 10 people in the cast. It was an hour-and-a-half show. We wrote 11 songs.
Wow.
And in 30 days from, hey, you want to do this, to production, one night only at this comedy club. And at that club, because it was that night the hottest ticket in New York, because no one could get in because it was the only one and it was free, were people from Universal and Disney. And over the years, this is, I guess, 7-8 years ago or something like that, it has been performed at certain colleges and local theaters around the country, but they're only allowed to do it for free. They're not, and nobody makes any money from it. And they just allowed us to have the rights as a parody. We're now in the process of being distributed to high schools and colleges around the country. And we may make a little change off of this free, crazy thing.
And that's an amazing story. It's a wonderful story. Excuse me. It's 7:00. And welcome everyone to the Salon. We have another 20 or more people joining us, so I'll just admit them quietly as we.
The squares are getting smaller.
And there's my brother. There's my brother Bernie. Remember him?
Doug.
Bernie Wayman.
Doug, Bernie, and Boris in the same screen.
Oh my gosh!
It's historic.
Are you in America?
I'm in Cincinnati. That's a picture I took of our skyline.
At your skyline, we're in the same country at the same time.
We're in the same country at the same time, literally hands across America.
Holy
Doug,
heck.
you're on the East Coast.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm in Cincinnati, and Boris is there, so look at that.
You are the hub of this wheel, my friend.
Right there.
Bernie Wayman.
How are you?
I'm happy to see you. Are you
very happy
thriving?
to see you. Boris is happy to see me because I'm normally not awake this late. And it's like I watched a happy movie because I saw Doug on there. I said, Doug, Boris, and Bernie, same time. Gotta happen.
happy movie.
Well, I'm going to, you guys will have to catch up some more. I am going to welcome everyone, and we're going to get this party started. You've all received a program, and we had a late edition, a surprise edition, because a friend of mine was in my thoughts repeatedly over the last month with a particular song about I think it's called "Wasted on the Young," that he wrote many years ago. And anyway, I've got his email address, so I emailed and we reunited. And his name's Doug Katsaros. So we're going to start this evening's Salon with a visit from Doug Katsaros, who I will say we met in, I believe, 1979. And we were actually in business together in New York City with another person named Indira Stephanion Danks Christofferson. But anyway, Doug is a brilliant writer, and it's when I took up the harp. I'm going to ask everybody who's not me or Doug to mute themselves. In fact, I'm going to mute everybody and mute.
Not in life. Just,
Looks great too.
well, you're muting and freezing, which is very exciting, I find. Oh, you're back. Did I do it? Am I unmuted?
Yeah.
Boris, you are
Yeah.
muted.
Boris is muted. Doug,
Everyone
you're
else
not-
can speak, but Boris, you're out.
Okay, there we are. And welcome.
Everybody
everyone.
will be polite, and I'm sure you don't have to mute anybody. Don't be such a control freak.
No, it becomes cacophonous. And Doug is a talented actor. He was on Broadway in Hair. He has written literally hundreds of television commercials. Thousands. And we'll talk more about those. But welcome, Doug. It's time to catch up. What are you up to? What have you
Well,
done? in the
hello,
past?
everybody, in this soiree. My name is Doug, and literally yesterday, Boris said, "Hey, you want to do this thing?" And I was like, he said, "Do you?" He was interested in me sharing what I've done and what I have been doing through the pandemic. I have a little film of my life, which has me on Oprah and has me playing with Barry Manilow and Sinead O'Connor and conducting Footloose on Broadway and do these sort of things. So I just told you about it, so I'm not going to play it because it takes a little while and it doesn't matter. I have done a lot of orchestrating and composing and arranging, and I win my awards and did my things just like all of you have done the things that you do. And over the pandemic, just before it hit, my wife, who's a jazz artist, who hopefully I'll be able to introduce to you in a bit, put out an album. And then the pandemic hit and we couldn't tour. She couldn't go tour. And so I bought myself a copy of Final Cut Pro 10 and started learning how to film edit. And one of the things that happened was we started making videos for each of her films. And the first one was very simple: a walk along the beach. You know, I walked backwards while she walked forwards, and I put it in and we stabilized it. And that, oh, here she comes. Oh my gosh, she's here. I'm going to move over so that she can be here. This is my wife and partner and best friend, Elise Morris. So this is Elise Morris. This is everyone else ever. That's Boris up there. Hi, Boris.
Hello.
So she was singing and I was putting a video together. So the first was very simple. I walked backwards on the beach. She walked forward on the beach. We took a little B-roll of some seagulls, edited it together, and it was very simple. And the next one, I'm going to share my screen with you. Oh, you have to able participant screen sharing. And now it says share screen. Nope, not yet. All right. So I'm going to play for you one of her songs, even though it's my turn. I would much rather support Elise. One of her songs that I arranged the horns and strings for, and directed the video. And tell the story of how the video came to be. This is something that Boris chose, and it's called Dancing with the Boys.
Oh, the song takes place, if you can imagine, a pool hall. And I've been trying for months to get the bar in New York City, 169 bar, to let us film the song there, make the music video there. They have a pool table that has like leopard spots and stuff on it. And they kept not answering and getting back to us. And then COVID happened.
And we couldn't go.
So I said to Doug, it would be nice to have some vintage footage.
And I found the first film that W.C. Fields made ever. And it was called The Pool Hustler, Pool Sharks. And so I took all the film of Elise that we did. We went out and bought a green screen. We had it delivered to the house, a 13 screen, and filmed her, and then turned her black and white and put her into the movie. So now, if you've given me permission, I have permission. I'm going to go to desktop one and share. And this is not any good. So I'm going to put this here. Going to get that here. Oh, this is very exciting. Move this here, and I'm going to play this here, and hopefully you can. This is going to be fun for everybody. So here we go. What I did on my summer vacation.
Have we lost Doug? Can everybody hear me? We lost everyone.
No, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, it's just Doug who is frozen. I think, sorry, we lost Doug with his connection. Hello. Sorry about that. Please got to see his video. I'm sure he'll join us again soon. And But anyway, it was great to see Doug, and I think they're having connection problems in Long Island. We have another surprise guest today. We're going to share a song of hers. It's Diana Rowan. Are you there, Diana? Say, I will unmute you. Hello? Calling Diana Rowan. Well, we will keep moving.
I'm here. Sorry.
There you are. Hi, Diana.
Hi, I'm just wrapping up a rehearsal right here. So sorry, I was saying bye. So nice to see you.
It's good to see you. Diana is a marvelous harpist and author. And tell us about your organization. What's it called?
The Brightway Guild. So the Brightway Guild helps creatives to tap into their creativity and follow through on it. I used to have an outrageous case of performance anxiety. And in moving through that, I found that it was actually quite a universal experience in Western culture to feel performance anxiety. And what it essentially is not being in touch with your real reason for playing. And once you get back in touch with that, a lot of the details around performance anxiety just fall into place. And then it just becomes a question of, am I learning things in a logical order and practical matters? It's not so much of a spiritual crisis as it once was.
Which is an amazing and wonderful thing to have. And who knows why we have these. Well, you've obviously explored it and come up with solutions, which is wonderful, and for which I'm grateful. I know that Diana had a concert this week, and I asked if we could share a piece of that she actually. Just one moment, I will. It's called "The Scales When I Open My Eyes," and this is your piece, and it's arranged by your trio. Tell us about your trio.
My trio is called Chimera. And Chimera is a mythological beast made up of very disparate parts. And each of the members of my trio has a very different background. We do all come from classical, but the violist, Katie Levy, he specializes in jazz as well. The cellist, Moses Sedler, he has studied Hindustani, Indian classical really intensively. And I have studied Balkan and Middle Eastern music a lot. So we bring all those influences together.
And we're going to play this piece of music, and when we're finished, when we have heard your music and spoken a little bit more, we'll get back to Doug Katsaros, who's back with us. But now I don't want to jump. We'll revert back to Doug in a moment or two, if that's okay, Doug. So this is Diana Rowan's piece, and. Oops.
We shall.
Wow. Thank you.
Thank you for playing it.
That was lovely.
Thank
Really.
you.
It's so lovely too. I just remembered as I was listening, I was in Sofia, Bulgaria having my teeth worked on, and I was walking down the street minding my own business, and there was a large glossy magazine with your picture on it. So of
Yeah.
course I bought several copies. That was a nice thing.
Yeah, yeah. I got my PhD in Bulgaria and in music theory, specializing in world harp techniques. And so I got to play with a whole bunch of ensembles and then, yeah, wound up in that magazine. So,
And I love Sofia, and I love you.
yeah, likewise. It's so great to see you, Boris.
Thanks for coming on, and I will. I'll be sending something out how you can get in touch with the artists who you see here and hear here tonight, so you can be more in touch with their work. Thank you again, Diana, for stopping by.
Thank you, everybody.
Doug, you're back. Are you there, Doug? Hello, hello, hello.
His mic is off.
Hello.
You're back.
Hello.
We saw the video and then it froze.
Yeah, it froze, and my computer literally a puff of smoke came out. I was like, I don't know what happened. Time for a new computer. However, it was enough to show you how I've been spending my summer vacation. It's really all that there was about that. I did do one more thing. So there were two other things I wanted to talk about before I stopped my 15 minutes of fame. One of them was to officially to the world apologize to Boris for something I had started doing when he was learning the harp. He was living with me in Soho, New York, and he had had his first harp, and he was learning some tunes while my cat was sleeping on top of the crown of the harp. And one tune was a particularly beautiful contemporary piece. I know you know the name of it. And Diana, I imagine you would probably know this piece, being a harpist. What was the name of the piece, Boris?
I think it might have been Fire Dance by David
Fire
Watkins.
Dance or something crazy. Anyway, at the end of it, it utilizes, it's like playing the inside of a piano. He would start.
Oh, that was Carlos Salcedo's Song of the Night.
Salcedo.
Yes,
Like
Salcedo.
anybody. So he would start tapping the soundboard, and then pressing the pedals and doing the things and plunking and boom. And I thought it was just the most amusing thing to like grab a dish and let it crash to the floor at the same time that this was happening. Boom, 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 and I would start hitting things in the house, and he would have guests over, and he'd be playing this thing, and little 25-year-old jerkhead that I would be smashing pots and knocking things off desks and stuff. Apparently that haunts him to this day. That he now plays this poor Salcedo piece, and right at that moment when he's about to hit it, he looks around to make sure nothing's going to happen, and inevitably some waiter trips or somebody, something falls down. So I wanted to apologize for being young and foolish, like I know we all had a chance to be, and doing that for you. And I hope it helped you grow.
Well, it did. But what helped me grow was that you were the composer for a musical with Estelle Parsons called Elizabeth in Essex, and you wrote a harp part for me.
Just for you.
I'd been taking harp for 3 months.
Yes.
And you wrote, and I was playing in an orchestra with Juilliard graduates.
Yes, you were the Glissmeister.
I was the 3-month novice.
Every scene change with Boris Goldmund.
Well, it was like, anyway, thank you for that.
No, that was the first thing. And the other thing is, now that summer vacation is almost over, just to let you know, in case anyone's interested, not that I imagine anyone is, but what I'm doing now is I'm working on a show, a Broadway type show, except it's for London's West End, and it's about the life of Andy Warhol. And that someone has the rights to all of the Warhol paintings meant to me that it must be pretty serious because they don't hand them out. And then I found out the people who were involved in it. I kind of accidentally got involved. A friend of mine was asked to write some music, and he said, I don't feel comfortable in the theater. Maybe my friend Doug could write some stuff. And all of a sudden I was in on it. And it turns out that the original songwriter was Stephen Schwartz, who, for those who don't know, wrote Godspell, Wicked, Pippin, and but he quit. And so there was this void, and it went through a bunch of people. Then it went to this friend of mine who called me. And the director is going to be Trevor Nunn, who directed Les Mis and Cats, and the book writer is oh, forgive me. He wrote the Mystery of Edwin Drood. Anyway, it's high stakes, so that's what I'll be doing at the beginning of the end of COVID in November in London. So
what's the name of the play?
As far as I know, it's Warhol or the Warhol Project. We just have the fake name. It's just Warhol for now, but I think it's Warhol. So they build a theater, and they're going to be a lot of projections, and it's going to be in the round, and all of the walls of the theater are going to have projections. And you know how they do projections? They're like three-dimensional, so they can put them on three-dimensional things and have them follow around. So it's going to be crazy. Anyway,
thank you for
that's
sharing.
the latest. The thing for somebody my age, I'm feeling like finally we're getting a start.
Again, thank you for sharing tonight.
That's my little bit. Thank you for inviting me. I'm going to sit and watch everybody else because I'm fascinated to see what happens.
Well, thank you for being here. And now is another friend, Ed Attanasio. And Ed is, it's time for Ed to unmute. And if you can, ask to unmute. And
There we go.
great. Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Yes. I am. Ed and I met maybe 10 years. No, it wasn't that long ago. How long ago was it?
Yeah, maybe about 5 years ago.
At the at my gym in the hot tub, and Ed is a visual artist, and he came and shared at a Salon once before. I'm going to. He's gotten a lot of. Well, do you want to show your video, or should I?
Yeah, let's show the video, and then I can update after.
Am I showing good news or the 3D world? Oh no, this is the one. Okay, one moment, everyone. Share screen.
The Pandemic Pet Project, it's real simple. They send me pictures of their pet, and then they message me their mailing address, and they get an original piece of art. The idea is hopefully that they pay it forward to the pet rescue of their choice. The default charity has been Muttville. I like the idea that they can choose.
Wow.
When I first started doing this, people got excited, and I thought, wow, maybe I should go and take some art classes. And this one gallery owner said, absolutely not. He said, why people like your art is that it's a little rough. It's abstract art. I'm never going to draw a black cat black because that's so boring. So I might draw them with dots. I might draw them whatever color that comes to my mind. My drawings have gone to UK, Australia, Israel, all over the world. In 2009, I had a stroke, and I got involved in art therapy. And I started drawing on Post-it notes, and the therapist saw it and said, wow, this is a great way for you to rehab. And so my ex got me pretty much a palette of Post-it notes, and that's when I started. I drew hundreds of Post-it notes and then made a couple big sales at galleries in San Francisco, and it's been great ever since. After the COVID, I lost all my clients, what am I gonna do? Every morning I wake up and I have a purpose. It's great because it's pure. I'm not saying you have to pay this for this art. It's, can you donate? if you want to, you don't have to. There's been huge donations. One guy gave $1,000. The other day, a couple gave $300. Besides donating to the rescues, when you get the art, take a picture of your pet with the art. And everyone loves to see those, and some of them are absolutely priceless. The pets keep coming. People go, "Are you tired yet?" And I said, "No, I love this." During uncertain times, raising money while making people happy. The response has been great. When I saw their smiles, I went, wow, I'm just gonna keep drawing.
That's really nice. You were on with Kellyanne recently.
Yeah, it has turned into, I've been doing art since '09, and it's amazing how powerful the media is. You know, I knew I was an artist, but a lot of people thought of me as like a passionate hobbyist, and now all of a sudden I'm a legit artist, and people are talking about doing a reality show, and Purina is talking to me about being a sponsor, and it just all happened. Now that piece was a while back, so now I've done 1,500 drawings, and we've gotten some other big donations, so I think we're close to like $100,000. And the art's gone to 50 states and 26 countries, and it's been amazing and all organic. You know, I'm a marketing guy, but I haven't done a press release, never bought a Facebook ad. It was all just word of mouth. My buddy sent me a message right at the beginning of the pandemic, and he said, "Can you draw some art for my kids because they're about to be killed?" Everybody was going crazy being all alone. And so I drew their dog, and when they got it, the little daughter started crying, and they said, "What's wrong?" And she goes, "My dog is not blue." And then her brother, who was like 10, he said, "I think this is abstract art." He said, "Ed's like Picasso." And that I put that on Facebook with a picture of the kids holding the art. And then it just got crazy from there. And then people said, "How do we pay you? You know, can we pay you on PayPal?" And I've always been trying to use my art for my causes, because I think as an artist, and I know you have too, everyone who's an artist, you know, you can give that, and it's much more special than just handing money. And I can't hand money. So people have donated to over 150 pet rescues all over the world. And I get notes and letters. And there was a crew here from a company called Monument TV all weekend long, filming me and going to Muttville, which is my #1 rescue. And it's been great. I got to keep doing it. I got to like 500 and I was getting ready to quit. And this woman called and said, "You know, I'm stage 3 lymphoma. And when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is look at every day I put 4 drawings on social media." And I said, "Well, I guess I can't quit." So, and then recently I did Lady Gaga's dogs, and she got them. And so that was great. And this thing just gives every day. You know, I talk to a lot of artists, and they say, you know, that the gallery owners won't call us, and we're not getting any love. And I've always said, you know, try to do your own thing. And I didn't think that this was going to be that thing, but it's turned out to be that thing. And, you know, I talked to a lot of artists, and I said, you know, what's more important to you, money or fame? And we've all kind of said, you know, the main thing is we want to get eyes on our art, or in Diana's case, ears on your art. And, you know, that's what we want. You know, the money to me is nice. And people kept going, you know, you're not working, yet you're drawing, you know, for people for nothing. And my buddy said, "Did you get into my edibles?" And I said, you know, it's going to pay off down the road. If I monetize it, it's going to change the whole dynamic, and I'll sell other art, and that's already starting to happen. So, but thank you for having me here. I'm honored. This is the Salon. All the artists want to be on this salon.
I'm grateful that you're on the Salon. It reminds me of when I started my career. I drove away from New York with the harp, my futon, my clothes, and a vacuum cleaner. I got rid of everything else I owned, and I thought, and I almost died of fright en route to California. I was actually hospitalized, and I was really, really, really ill, and I spoke with a spiritual practitioner who told me that she said, what are you afraid of? And I said, death by embarrassment on a street corner with a harp and a shopping bag in San Francisco. And she said, well, dear, you're thinking of yourself as outside of the ecosystem. You're part of it. It wouldn't have occurred to you to quit what you were doing to fully devote yourself to harp unless there was a pre-existing demand for it. And that was the turning point for me. I got well from that point on, and I arrived in San Francisco, and the person who I was staying with said, I hope you don't mind, but the Fairmont Hotel asked if I knew any harpists, and I took the liberty of booking you. And from that day to this day, I've never really asked for a job, and I've been fully employed. When you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, it happens. I mean, there's a pre-existing demand for all of our work and contributions. I know it.
Yeah.
It's a fact. But anyway, that was more than you needed to know.
No, that was great.
But thank you, Ed, for being
Thank
with
you
us today.
very much. I'm hoping that we go back after the COVID to where we can have these at locations again. Because
Yes,
I got to go when I lived in the city there. I went every month for a while, and some of the places we talked about, people's homes and nightclubs and just great, cool spots. And the people were there, and everybody brought food. I mean, the food was incredible there. It was an awesome potluck, and hope we go back to that.
I think by June we'll be, or July
great.
we'll be having. Well, let's make it the same goal as Biden, July.
Yeah.
So
Be
anyway,
safe. Yeah.
yeah, get vaccines.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Boris,
Thank
it's Adria. Since you're recording, is it possible for Ed to give some contact info?
I'm going to be sending out a follow-up mailer with everyone's info, all the artists, and how to contact them. So use that to communicate with.
And if you tell me one more thing, if you tell me that you saw me here, I will fast track your, if you want me to draw your pet, because I have a queue now of 1,700 just from that show with Kelly and Ryan. I got 1,700 submissions in about 8 hours. Facebook shut me down because they thought I had gotten hacked.
That was
So I'll be
month-
busy for the next 420 days.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Was
So.
that-
I'm not overwhelmed. I'm just doing one at a time.
Well, and you took the time to do an image of my dog, which I'm very
Of
grateful
course.
for.
Yeah. Houdini.
Harry Houdini.
Harry Houdini.
Well, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Enjoy your evening, and again. I want to encourage everyone to patronize the artists you meet and see at the salon. That's what they do. And anyway, thank you. And now it's time for Ken Jacobson, and Ken is in Seattle. And are you there, Ken? Am I seeing you?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Is your video on? You should be coming up as the speaker. Hello, hello. Ken, I've known Ken for quite some time now. Ken has performed through my company many times as a solo guitarist here in San Francisco, and recently now it's more than recently, 15 years or so ago, moved to Seattle and is married and has a wonderful child. And they visited here just before the pandemic started last year. This is the 13th pandemic salon that's online. Are you there, Ken? I'm not seeing you.
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we should be seeing you.
You can't see me?
No, because the view is supposed to be giving
Boris,
us.
are you?
Uh,
Hey Boris, do you just have your view on differently? Because I can see Ken.
I can see
You
me.
can. I'm asking to see the speaker, and I'm not seeing him. Anyway, I wonder why that is.
Yeah, we can both see him.
Well, good. Since everyone can see you and I can't.
I'm not a goof.
Okay.
There you are. Now I see you.
Okay. And you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, as you mentioned when I talked yesterday, I think it's been last salon I played was like 15 years ago. But before that, there were many. So I think this may be my 50th or 60th.
Really? So what are you going to share with us today?
I'm going to do some improvisation, and I'm going to play a classical guitar piece, do a little improv, and we'll see where that goes. So, I'm glad that we had a chance to how's that sound?
Good. Let me say hi to your son quick. Get on the camera. Hi.
Look at the camera.
Hi.
Hi, my dog misses you. Anyway, I just had to tell you that. You're his
Remember Harry?
you're his favorite guest ever.
Harry's the little dog?
Yeah.
You want for a walk?
You built all these toys for him. But anyway,
I do.
I digress. I'll let you. I just had to see you and say hi before your dad got started.
Hi.
Yeah, so have not had many opportunities to perform in recent times for obvious reasons. And when I discussed this with Boris, I had some grand ideas about some very specific compositions that I really wanted to present. But then I realized that our sound capabilities were not going to work for that. So I decided, or we decided actually, that we would do a little improvisation. And that's what I love about improvisation, is that it's something that happens, and then it happens, then it's done. And so what I always loved about these events was it was just an opportunity for people to get together and do stuff and play things, read, be who they are. And it's never going to be on YouTube. It's something that is specific to all of us, and I hope that it has some resonance for everybody.
Lovely. Thank you.
We also discussed maybe playing some classical guitar.
Yes.
And that's one of the many things that I love doing, and things that I love to delve into. How's that? Can you hear that?
Yes.
I know we talked about the Villalobos, and I love Villalobos, but tragically I broke a nail a couple weeks ago, And that eliminated me from playing viola with Etude number 1, unfortunately. But I realized that may have made me uniquely prepared to play Koyun Baba by a well-known Italian composer who lived and taught in Turkey at the conservatory in Istanbul, and wrote a lot of music that was very influenced by the Turkish sounds, as well as just the landscape and the culture. And so this is a piece that definitely falls within that. It's called Koyun Baba. I'll play the first movement. It's one of my favorite pieces to play. I love it. Because it's so guitaristic. Even though you have to tune your guitar differently, which is a little bit of a pain sometimes, but well worth it.
lovely. Thank you. Who was the composer on that again?
Carlo Domeniconi.
So it's Italian.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate your being part of the salon tonight. Is that an oud back there?
What, say that again?
Is that an oud in the background or mandolin?
That's an oud, yeah.
Ah. Can you play one song on the oud? Or is it not
I
in tune?
could, but it would take me about 20 minutes to tune it.
Okay, so let's forget that. We'll do it for another salon.
Yeah, I'd love to, but that thing exasperates me because it has 11 strings, and every one of them fights me when I try to tune it. So
there are many harps like that.
Battle.
There's some
It's a big play. Can I play one more piece? One more.
Yes.
One more song though?
Yes.
Okay. Love my electric cello.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Two songs on the electric cello now.
And my looper. Love my looper.
Lovely. Thank you, Ken, and thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Really very much appreciate all the artists who participated this evening. The Los Angeles Salon is going to be on March the 20th, and you'll soon get a mailing about that. It's hosted by Vanessa Osmond, and I'm looking for, she always has really fascinating guests, so I'm looking forward to seeing you there. And you will be getting a follow-up email about this salon with contact information for the artists and how to hear more of their and see more of their work. And I thank everyone again for being here.
Thanks, Boris. Thanks for doing it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks to all the artists. It was lovely. Thank you so much.
Very cool. Very fun.
Oh, wait, what's Ed showing us now?
Speak, Ed, so you can show us.
Puppies.
Let's see. You have to talk longer so you come up on the screen.
I just what I was drawing right now.
Oh, you were doing this while we.
I've been listening and watching.
Yeah, that's always multifaceted.
That's it.
Multi-track.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
And thank you, Doug. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Diana.
Also for having me and for wading through my technical mishaps. Thank you, Boris, for being there for so many years, 40 years or whatever. Oh my God.
42 years. Oh my God. That's astonishing. Well, anyway, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Boris.
And see you on the 20th and next month again.
Okay.
Take
Good
care.
night.
Bye.